website. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to recommend you do is set up the layer slider. Now you'll see how all this comes together in just a second, but basically the layer slider is this top section up here, and we can set it up, and then once it's set up we can insert it into our page. So I'm just going to click add new, and I'm going to call it homepage slider, and we'll click add slider. It's going to have 3 images on it, and each image is going to have a text on it. Okay, we can also change the size, so I like to make this 1400 by 500. We leave this on responsive so that it will change its size according to whether or not someone is seeing it on a cell phone or a tablet or a computer. The next thing is we come to the slides, and we've got 1 slide. We're going to add some more, so I'll add 3 slides. On the first slide I'm going to insert the image, so I can just I've got 3 images prepared. I'll upload the first one, and then I'll click insert. I'll then upload the second slide, and all these images have been made to 1400 pixels by 500 pixels. And we'll insert that. And then we'll do the third slide. And once we've got these slides, we can actually do a text overlay, which is pretty cool. We'll insert that. So now we've got 3 different slides. If we want to, we can just, by the way, we can just change the size of them here. So this is quite big, so I'll just scale this. This is just scaling it for the preview. So we'll enter preview mode, and you'll see how this is just going to start changing. Okay, so it's got some pretty cool little transition effects, and as you can see, it looks really good. Anyway, so we will exit the preview, and we now come to add another layer to the slide. Okay, so to do that, we can scroll down here and we click add layer, and on this one here I'm going to put a text layer. We'll make it an H1. Come to the transition. Now I like to set this as 0. You can play around with this by yourself, but I think it looks good as a 0. And then styles, I like to make it white, 60 pixels, and then I can actually come and just make this a bit smaller so I can see the whole thing. And then I can just drag this to the place that I want it. So I might have it about like that. One thing with this text, when you're inserting text, it's a good idea to raise it up a little bit, because as we can see on this one, it's actually got some little scroll buttons down the bottom here, which the text is going over the top of at the moment. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're setting it up. So that's the first one done, and I can save changes on that. And then I need to insert a text layer on the other slides as well. Of course, you don't have to insert text layers. I think it's just a good idea. So again, we just set this up the same way as before. If we had a link, we could insert that, and then the color white, size 60, and then we can pull that into the middle there. We'll save that, and we'll move on to the third slide. And again, we just use the exact same settings. This one here, we might actually want to make it black or just off black because it's not going to be on a dark background. And then we can position that like so and click save. So now the slider should be set up properly, okay, and we can, of course, we can come to enter preview to see what that looks like. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is create a page, and we're going to create a new page, and we're going to call it, we're going to use our brand name here. Okay, so there's a couple of different things. We'll dismiss this one. This layout builder, advanced layout editor, is really, really helpful, and it's one of the things that I love about this particular WordPress theme. So I'll show you how to use that. First though, let's just put in the name. So I'm going to call this page Backyard Smarts, because this is going to be the home page, and that's our hypothetical brand name. Okay, we come into the advanced layout builder, and you'll see that you've got different elements which you can put in here. So I could put one full width section at the top, and then I could put two half size sections below that, and just go building out my page. So it's really, really nice. The first thing I like to do here is put in an advanced slider, and we can select the one that we made, homepage slider. Okay, and then I like to come to layout options and put a one by one cell in here, and I like to use a text box, and you'll see what I put in these in just a second. And then the next thing, we've got a text box, and then we've got three sort of feature boxes, okay, three icon boxes. So to put them, we can either drag this or we can just click it, and you can see them appearing down here. So we've got three 1/3 size boxes here, and then we're going to add three icon boxes. Okay, so I've put them here, and I can just drag them in. Now with these icon boxes, you'll see how I set them up in just a moment. Below that, we've got four icon boxes. So if we want to put four things on a page, then we use this one here. So I'm going to click that 4 times. Click that 4 times, and now that's appeared. Again, the icon box is what we want, so I can either drag that into it like this, or I can just click it a few times. So I click that 3 times, and then I can then drag it in from down here. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. Okay, and then below that, I believe we have a promotion box, and then we've got some testimonials. So the promo box is a 1-by-1 element, and then testimonials is also 1-by-1. So I've clicked that twice. I'll click on the promo box, and I'll click on testimonials, and we should see all that sitting down here. So the promo box, I'll drag it in there, and the testimonials box, I'll drag it in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go and populate all these right now, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Actually, before I show you what it looks like, let me just publish this, and I'll show you what it looks like at the moment, and then we can have a look at the kind of the finished product once it's all done. So at the moment, this is what it looks like. Okay, it's all a little bit cluttered. This here at least looks good, but we've got a sidebar. We don't really want that. Okay, so a couple of things. First, I'm going to come to the, where is it here? Sidebar settings. No sidebar. So layout, no sidebar. And now I'm going to just start adding the text into here. To speed things up, what I've done is I've created text beforehand, which I can just copy and paste. Okay, so we can change the font size if we want to. We can change the colors. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Now these icon boxes, I'm going to click on them to edit them. And for these three, I want a large icon to be displayed above the title. Okay. And what we can do, we've got a whole bunch of different icons that we could use. This one here might represent a sale, so that's what I want to put in there. And then I'm going to use this text here. So I'm going to give it a title. Monster sale now on. And if we want to, we could actually link that title to a page. We could link it to an internal page on our website, or we could link it to Amazon if we wanted to. Okay, we could set it manually. I'm just going to put no link on the title, but I am going to link to our Amazon.com page. So, hypothetically, let's say that this here is your product. You can click on this link here, and it will show you all the products associated with that particular Amazon seller. Okay, so I'm just going to insert that link and open in a new tab. Okay, and we'll click Save. Now the next box we're going to do is 24/7 customer support. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to paste in the text there. Give it a title, and then we need to look for an icon that kind of makes sense. So this telephone one is actually pretty good for here. Okay, so we'll keep that, and we need to remember to set a large icon above the title. Okay, and we click Save, and then we've got one more, which is satisfaction guarantee. So I set this up in the same way. Paste in my content. And again, we just look for a icon here that represents satisfaction guaranteed. Okay. So I can just scroll down. As you can see, there's lots and lots of different icons here. And there's a thumbs up icon somewhere which I want to find, because that's a good representation. Here we go. Thumbs up. That's a good representation of satisfaction guaranteed. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is set up these smaller icon boxes. So you can see how I've kind of done this down here. I've got small 4 little icon boxes. I'm going to set them up and customize them now. So we just click on them in the same way, and I'm going to give them a title. Put some content in here. And if we had a YouTube channel or something, we could link to it just here. Okay. And then I'm going to look for a video icon, and that's a good one there. I'm going to keep this as display small icon on the left hand side, and we'll click Save, and then we come and edit the next one. So I'll just pause this video while I set up these other couple of boxes here. So I've now set up the 4 boxes. The next one down here is a promotions box, which is ideal to link through to your Amazon page. Okay. And we can change the text. And we can set the link. So if you've got multiple products, you could just link to your Amazon seller page. If you've got one specific product, then you could link to that page, and you can set if you want to open it in the same window, a new window, so on and so forth. We'll just click Save. And then we've got the testimonials section, and this is a really cool thing about this theme. I'm going to create 4 testimonials. and here's the first one. So this is John Clark from Houston, Texas. It's got some testimonial text there, and I'm going to upload an image. In fact, I'm going to upload 4 face images. Now obviously you would get people's real faces for this. I'm just using some dog faces for the purpose of this example. And once they're uploaded, I can just select insert. So that's the first one, and I'll click save. Then I can add the second one here. And I forgot to set the image, so to set a new testimonial, you just click this plus button here. And we can click save, and I'll click save there again. So now if I update this page, we should be starting to get a pretty good look going on. So remember, this is what it looked like originally, and I'm now going to refresh the page and we'll see what it looks like now. So now we've got monster sale that links through to Amazon. We've got customer support, satisfaction guaranteed. We've got these parts in here. We've got buy now on Amazon.com. We've got testimonials, which by the way, these make nice little round circle testimonials for the faces. And then we've got this section down here which we haven't customized yet. Okay, so it's starting to take shape. The next thing we need to do is come to the Enfold options menu, and you'll see there's lots of different options here. The first thing is to select Backyard Smarts as your sales page. Okay, and if you've got a logo, upload it. If you don't, these are the dimensions of the one that you can make. So I have prepared a logo here, and I'm going to upload that. Just a simple little logo, 340 pixels by 156 pixels, and use images logo, and we'll click save all changes. While we are in here, and now if I actually come to the home page, you should see that our logo is being used there, backyardsmarts.com. Okay. The next thing I want to do is remove this section here. These are called, this is the title, and these here are called breadcrumbs. Okay. To remove them, we come to this header section, and we can just say hide both for header title and breadcrumbs, and click save all changes. Now if I refresh this, we should see that they have been removed. It looks much better. Okay. The next thing we need to do is add a few other pages, and these might be your product pages. Okay, so what are our products? We've got plant pots. We've got wooden collection buckets. They'll do for this. So I'll put break proof plant pots, and we can just grab some text. What I like to do here is use a featured image, and we can use one of the ones that we've already uploaded. So plant pots. These here should be set up as bullet points. And then we can put a buy button in the center here. So we can upload a special buy button, and we could put a link if we wanted going directly to the Amazon page where this is being sold. So we could say custom URL, we could put this as full size, paste our URL in there and insert it into the page. Everything else can stay the same. We don't need to worry about changing any of these layout sections for now. And I'll click publish. And by the way, we didn't use the advanced layout editor this time. We just set it up like a normal post. If I did want to use that, I could just click on it though. So let's have a look at what this page looks like. Here we've got the featured image at the top here, and then we've got another image down here. Okay, we've got the pages appearing up here. Now the next thing I want to do is just add another page, and you'll see why in just a second. So we'll add wooden collection buckets. And again, we can just insert that buy button, and we could put a special custom URL in there if we wanted to. And click publish. So that's done. We can now set up a contact page and an about us page. So I'm just setting these up so you can see how they would appear. I won't actually put any text in them. We're going to make these linked in the top menu. So right now, if I come back to the home page here, you'll see that we've got a whole row of pages. That's not really what we want up there. For example, sample page, we definitely don't want that displayed there, and maybe we don't want individual product pages displayed there either. So the way that we customize that is to come to the menus section down here, and I'm going to call this main menu. Actually, I'll call it top right menu so I know which one I'm always referring to. And I then have to add different things to it. So I'm going to add those to the menu. And I'm also going to add a link we need to put a link in here when we set this up, but I can take that off in just a second. So let me show you what I mean. I want to also add the product pages to the menu, and I want them to be nested underneath the main products menu. Okay, like this. Now this one here, I don't actually want to have a link there, so I'm going to just remove that link. And I don't want this to say Backyard Smarts, I want it to say Home. So I'm going to put Home like that, and I'm going to rearrange these like so. Save menu, and by the way, I should have selected down here. We can do it like this. And if I refresh this now, we should have a nice menu here, and products should have a drop down. So these take us through to the pages we've set up. If we didn't have pages set up on this website, we could have made these links go directly to our Amazon page. Okay, we've got the About Us page, contact page, and we've got the product page. Okay, so this is really taking shape. One thing I haven't customized is this side menu here. To do that, we can come to the Widgets section, and these are the things that are displayed everywhere. So we might not want meta information, we might not want categories, we may just want it to be like this. So we might have something custom that we actually want to put in there. Okay. We've also got footer sections, so I like using the text box, and maybe you'll just put something interesting in here about your company. And click Save. In the second column, you might, you could do a couple of things. You could put a custom menu, and you could put the top right menu, or you could make a menu specifically to your products. So let's actually do that. That's going to be better. So I'm going to come to menus in here, and I'm going to create a menu called products. And I'm just going to add the 2 products into it, and I'll click Save Menu. And if I now come back on the widgets page, drag in the custom menu, I should be able to, I may have to refresh this. I should be able to insert the products menu, and we'll call that our products, and click Save. And if we then come back over to the home page here and just refresh this, you'll see how it's starting to take shape nicely. Okay. So we've got our products down there, and we could also customize these sections as well. It's also got this little arrow which kind of follows you around. If you could click that any time, it'll take you back to the top of the page. Here we've got the sidebar menu that we set up. Same thing on the contact page. We could obviously put a contact form and things like that in there. I'm just trying to show you, high level basics of what you're trying to do here. Now, something that I love about this theme is that it's responsive and it looks very, very good when we actually make this smaller. So to test what this would look like on an iPhone or some kind of smartphone, we can just drag this to make it smaller, and you'll see that as I do this, everything on the page is starting to change its size. Okay, and this is the smallest size here, and as you can see, it looks really, really good. Okay, we've got the big testimonial images that appear here, which are really cool, and then we've got everything we want there. We've also got this little menu which we can expand or minimize. And it also changes size for a tablet. So a tablet is probably around about this size, which is not full size, but it does change size. So there you go. That's how you set up a very, very good looking but simple, easy to use brand website for your white label products using the Enfold theme. And you can see the link on the page here. That's where you can actually go ahead and purchase this theme. It is a very, very good theme. You can purchase it once and use it on all your websites. So I definitely highly recommend it. And I hope that you found this video useful. Leave a comment to let me know what you think.